Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to share with you my favorite Valentine's Day palettes. These are all the palettes that get me in the mood, the loving mood, the Valentine's Day makeup look mood. So yeah, today I am actually wearing a look that I just finished creating with one of these palettes in this list. So stay tuned to find out what that is. So let's go ahead and get started in no particular order because I love all of these palettes. Okay, so I'm not ranking these today. If you want me to try to rank my Valentine's Day palettes based on how much I love them, comment down below. I would be happy to try to do that, but that just seems very difficult because I love all of these palettes so much. So let's go ahead and get into them. I'm really excited to share them with you today. Let's start off with Mother Pat. Let's start off strong. We all know, I'm sure you can guess which palette this is, but this is the absolute best mothership for Valentine's Day, in my opinion. That is the Sunlit Seduction. I absolutely love this palette. It is stunning on the eyes. The colors are gorgeous. I thought about wearing this palette today, but I wanted to test out this palette, so that's what we went with instead. However, I feel like this is the perfect Valentine's Day looks. It's giving me beautiful rosiness, some deep, rich burgundy tones with a little bit of soft pinks and plenty of sparkle to shine in the candlelight for your romantic dinner dates. Yeah. Okay, so the Sunlit Seduction is my top choice from Pat McGrath for Valentine's Day looks. So the second runner-up as far as motherships are concerned for Valentine's Day looks is the Divine Rose 2. I mean, come on, look at these pinks. How can you not think Valentine's Day? I think of roses when I see this beautiful palette. Yeah, the Divine Rose 2. Okay, we're gonna just go ahead and carry on with Pat McGrath real quick, and then we'll move on to all the other brands, just because I've got them here in front of me like this. From her quads, I've got this beautiful one here. This one, I can't remember the name. I'll try to have it on the screen if I can find it, but I absolutely love this quad. This is one of my favorite quads from Pat McGrath, and I love it because of the hot pink plus this really beautiful sparkly kind of purpley gunmetal color. And this is a beautiful matte for deepening up as well as to like blend out into the crease for a transition shade. I love this little quad. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. And for a more subdued Valentine's Day look from a quad from Pat McGrath, obviously it is the pink one. I can't remember the name of this one, but yeah, this literally is ideal for Valentine's Day. Perfect shades of pink. They all look really pretty together. And last from Pat McGrath, it is the perfect palette for Valentine's Day, according to me, is this one here from this past year's holiday collection. These pinks and purples with the burgundies and the gold, oh, and this beautiful pale pink. This makes such a beautiful romantic color story on the eye. It's just beautiful. I think this is the perfect palette. I think this is one of the most beautiful color stories as far as the pinks and the purples are concerned together. This is one of the most beautiful pink and purple color stories in my collection, and I love the way that this palette looks on the eye. This is the perfect palette for Valentine's Day. If you own this one, pull this one out and get some more use from it. Let's move on. This little palette, the Tartlet Little Juicy, this screams Valentine's Day to me because look at these pinks and berries. I mean, that just, oh, and it still smells so nice. This just screams soft petal roses and beautiful romantic looks. So this is a beautiful little Valentine's Day palette from Tarte, in my opinion. The only Valentine's Day palette currently in my collection from ColourPop is the All That palette. This is what the color story looks like. This is more of like a deep kind of wine colored vampy look, more of like that grungy kind of dirty love kind of vibe. Beautiful, beautiful color story, beautiful packaging. I love this. I do have a couple of other Valentine's Day ColourPop palettes on the way, but they're not here yet to make it for this video. So they'll be in next year's probably. Anyhow, moving on. Okay. Another palette that you may have in your collection. This is an oldie and a goodie. This is beautiful for Valentine's Day looks. This is the MAC, the Flamboyant. What is this called? This is the Flamboyant Library from MAC. And this is what the color story looks like. Oh gosh. This is what the color story looks like. This makes some really beautiful red looks. I've loved every look that I've created with this palette so far. I did forget a few Pat McGrath. So let's pop back into the Pat McGrath section of this list. And perfect for Valentine's Day literally is the Love Collection from Pat McGrath. And I know this isn't one of her most favored collections, but it is really beautiful. And the packaging just screams love. I mean, it's got a heart on it for crying out loud. But this makes like a really soft petal pink romantic look. Or if you're looking for something, or if you're looking for more of a matte, kind of a standard little smoky eye, a standard matte base. I love this palette. This is the Love Velvet Liaison. This other one, here's the name of it, I forget. And here's the Velvet Liaison. All right, and then the final Pat McGrath palette on this list is the Bridgerton 1. This palette is, this might not automatically seem like a Valentine's Day palette to you, especially because it's blue on the outside. But when you look inside, you can see these really beautiful tones here. All of these together just make the beautiful, like, rosy eye look. Perfect for Valentine's Day looks, in my opinion. I have a few to share for, wait, speak right, Michelle. I have a few to share with you from my favorite eyeshadow brand, and that is, of course, Natasha Denona. Starting off with the most obvious is the Love Face Palette. This is the perfect pink and purple face palette for Valentine's Day. I did recently create a look with this and posted that to my Instagram. Be sure to follow me there if you'd like to see some of the looks that I create with my palettes. I like to share that there. Yeah, but the Love Face palette is a good one for Valentine's Day. Also perfect for Valentine's Day from Natasha Denona is the beautiful Love palette, of course. This palette is currently in my No Pan Left Behind challenge. I am doing this palette, I am using this palette No Pan Left Behind style because, well, if you saw my recent video that went up with it, you know all about that, so I won't get into that here. But this Natasha Denona Love palette is the absolute perfect palette for Valentine's Day. Look at the color story. It's got pink, it's got purple, it's got red. This palette absolutely screams Valentine's Day to me. It's perfect. And yeah, how can you go wrong with the Love palette? Okay. For the Natasha Denona minis, I've got both the, of course, the Cupid palette and the Mini Love. Both of these are ideal. I like them as, I use these each as standalone palettes. I get a beautiful cohesive look from each one of them. And I do have videos with all of these Natasha Denona palettes on my channel. So be sure to look down below. I'll leave that link there. But as for some of her larger 5-pan palettes, don't forget to check it through those. If you own these, don't forget to pull them out. The Cranberry palette, like, oh my gosh, this would look perfect with the sweater actually. This would be the perfect palette for this sweater today, but that's not the one that I used. If this is the one that you're guessing that I used, I literally could have gotten a good look. I could have probably gotten a similar look with this palette, but that's not the one that I used today. I love the Cranberry palette. I need to use this one again. It's been a little while since I've played with it, but I do have a video with it on my channel. If you missed that, I'll link it up here in the eye. It'll also be down below. The Cupid. This one is the Cupid palette. I mean, of course, being named Cupid, and of course, being named Cupid and being these colors, this is definitely a great palette for Valentine's Day. This one was a BoxyCharm exclusive. I signed up for BoxyCharm just to get this palette, and I was so happy when it arrived. But yeah, I think this is a great cohesive color story. I use this palette all on its own. And yeah, I really enjoy it. Have a video with this one too. All right. The last Natasha Denona palette that I want to share with you in this list is, of course, the Retro palette. This is a little bit more of like a berry color story, a little bit more of like that kind of grungy, dirty love vibe, kind of slightly wilted love, broken-hearted kind of color story. This is a beautiful palette for Valentine's Day. I love the Retro palette, and I need to pull this one out again. It's been a little bit since I've used it. It's hard to get to all of my beloved palettes because I have so many, but I like having so many, so it's par for the course. Let's move on to Too Faced. Too Faced makes some of the cutest packaging for Valentine's Day. I'm going to start off with my most favorite palette from Too Faced for Valentine's Day, and that is the Too Faced Marielle palette. Literally, this palette is Valentine's Day. I mean, look at it. It's such beautiful packaging, but also like the details on the inside, those cute little hearts on the mirror and the gorgeous color story. I love this palette. This formula is really, really incredible. I don't know why Too Faced doesn't use this formula more often, or why this palette didn't get the hype that it deserved. I don't really know if it got hype or not. I picked this palette up for like under $20. I think I paid like $17 for it or maybe it was 21 when it was going, when it was being discontinued from the website. And I got a whole bunch of Too Faced swag with it too for ordering it. So I was really, really happy when I placed that order, but even more happy once I checked this palette out, because this palette has a beautiful color story. And the performance of these shadows is impeccable. Like, this is one of the best Too Faced palettes I've ever used in my life. Beautiful for Valentine's Day. If you own the Marielle palette, pull this one out. I love this one for Valentine's Day looks and all year round, of course. Another really cute Too Faced Valentine's Day palette is the Be My Lover mini eyeshadow palette. This was one of their Valentine's Day palettes a couple years back. I'm not sure when, I can't remember when exactly, but I'm having trouble opening it. Here's what the color story looks like, and it's a really fun, cute little palette. I love the packaging. I love their tins. I really miss their mini tins, their little minis. I love them, and the full-size ones too. But another one great for Valentine's Day, that's the Let's Play. Yeah, like this is the color story, also perfect for Valentine's Day. Okay, and then the last brand that I have to share with, the palette that is currently on my eyes is, this has quickly become one of my top favorite Valentine's Day palettes, up there with the Marielle palette and the Love from Natasha Denona and the Sunlit Seduction from Pat McGrath, and that is the Profusion Dear Cupid palette. This is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I did recently upload a video creating this look and checking out this whole collection that I picked up. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'll have that up here in the eye, down below in the description box. Don't forget to check that out when this video is over. But let me just say, this little palette right here from Profusion is incredibly impressive. I had so much fun playing with this palette, and as such, I had to feature it in this list, not only because of the cute packaging and the beautiful color story, but also because I really enjoyed using it and its performance is really, really good. I was really surprised by this palette. So if you see this one, because it is currently for sale, if you see this one, check it out, take a chance on it. I think you'll enjoy it a lot if you like colorful makeup like this. But yeah, I was really happy that I picked this one up. Along with that palette is the Profusion Glitter Hearts palette that came as part of that set. I have it on my eyelids as well as here on my highlight area, if you can see. That's not fallout, that's deliberately placed glitter. Yeah, so this little set here is a great set for Valentine's Day. I really, really enjoyed it. So let me know if you saw this one out and about in your stores or if you picked this one up this year. For the last brand that I want to share with you that have some of the best palettes for Valentine's Day, in my opinion, is Melt. This one here, the She's in Parties, it's a little bit more of that like deep, grungy, broken-hearted kind of color story, but this makes a beautiful wine tone berry look. Love this palette with a little bit more of a tinge towards the purple. And of course, the packaging is just so romantic and, you know, like beautiful. Very Victorian era, very romantic. Another good one from Melt for Valentine's Day is the Millennial Pink palette. I don't know why this palette didn't get a lot more love. I personally love this palette. I love every single shade in this palette. They're all great. I have a video with this one up on my channel too. But these pinks and creams, specifically with the silver, this is beautiful for soft, rosy petal pink, romantic Valentine's Day looks. Yeah, so if you have the Millennial Pink, pull this one out and get a little bit of use from it. And last but not least, for this Valentine's Day list, the most perfect Valentine's Day palette from Melt is the Gemini 2 palette. I mean, come on, look at this. Beautiful packaging, roses, Valentine's Day all the way. And then this gorgeous kind of grungy berry color story with the deep green of the like decaying leaves. This is more like, you know, getting a dozen roses after he's broken your heart kind of vibes, like that deep grungy kind of tainted love vibe. These are the colors that represent that in my opinion. So yeah, this is a beautiful color story for Valentine's Day, a beautiful palette for Valentine's Day from Melt. And that's it for the palettes that I have in my collection currently that inspire me for Valentine's Day and get me in the mood for romantic makeup looks. Yeah, now I'd like to hear, what are some of your favorite Valentine's Day palettes? Comment down below. Let me know if any of these are among your faves, if you own them too, or some of the ones that you have that maybe I didn't share that I don't know about or don't own. I'd love to hear what some of your favorite Valentine's Day palettes are. So yeah, I look forward to hearing that down below. I look forward to reading your comments down below. But that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my small channel out so much. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.